Welcome and hi everyone. We are from Group OTJ Group 1 and for today we are going to do our video presentation. First subject, Elementary Islamic Economic AEC10103. Okay, before we start, let me introduce my group mate. Okay, so let's welcome the first one is Yuashini. And then for the second one is Iman Haikal. And then for the third one is Tivan Barati. Okay, so can you brief us about the assignment?
Yes, sure. So our topic for this assignment is consumer and producer awareness in Islamic system. And for this assignment, we are required to interview one consumer and also one producer who implement the principle of Islamic in their business and in their daily life.
Oh, really? Okay, so what question do we ask them, Iman?
So we will ask them about questions related to Sharia compliance, halal consumption, and justice. So the purpose of it, we want to know how the real world use Islamic values in it. Okay.
Alright, so what can we get from this assignment?
So we hope this video for us and the viewers, which is you, can get deeper insight of economics, the transparency, justice in Islamic economic studies. So enjoy this video and we go to the consumer first. So
Enjoy watching and let's start with our interview. Okay, so we will begin with our first interview with our consumer. Okay, so can you please introduce yourself?
Okay, my name is Rafida and I'm from DIA.
Okay, so let's start with our interview. Alright, so my first question is, what does Islamic economic mean to you as a consumer?
Okay, for me, Islamic economics means living according to Islamic value, that in everything what I spend or buy. It is not only about to avoiding haram things, but also to making sure what I spend on is fair, ethical, and it brings barakah. As for me, I try to use Islamic banking so I don't get involved with interest, and I always try to check halal products with halal logo.
Thank you.
Alright, so let's move to my questions. So what are the challenges that you face when you're trying to find Sharia compliance products and services out there?
Okay, the challenges that not all products are labeled with halal certified. Sometimes it's a bit confusing, and I'm not really think it's genuine about that. Also, other challenge is about the price. I think you also know the halal certified product can be more expensive compared to other. Also, when it comes to services like finance or insurance, the term is very technical for me. Okay, that's it.
Thank you.
Okay, so for our third question, okay, so how important it is to apply halal and tayyib concept, which is clean and good when we are purchasing a product?
Okay, for me, it's very important. I believe that halal alone is not enough because the product must also be tayyib, which means full, clean, and beneficial for health. As for me, I will avoid junk food because even it is halal, but it's not good for health. I believe Islam teaches us to care about both physical and spiritual well-being.
So for the last question, do you believe your choices impact the Islamic economy?
Of course, every purchase is a vote for the kind of work we want. When I support ethical and halal business, I contribute to building a just economic system that reflects maqasid al-Sharia, like protecting wealth, faith, and dignity. Consumers have a power to drive demand for the ethical production and fair distribution. So it encouraging producer to maintain a Sharia standard.
Thank you, Fida, for your time and thank you for giving us this opportunity to interview you. Okay, so next. So where are you going? Okay, so for next, we are going to interview our producer. Assalamualaikum and hi everyone. Okay, so now we are going to move into our producer interview. Okay. Good morning everyone. Okay, so firstly, before we start, I would like to extend my gratitude to Puan Serena. Thank you for having us for today. And before we start, I would like to introduce you guys about Puan Serena. Okay, Puan Serena, she is a respected professional in the field of auditing and also business consulting. She is also well known for her commitment in applying Islamic principles and also ethical practices in her firm. And also, today we are honored to have this opportunity to gain insights for her experience in managing business while applying with Sharia compliance. This interview will also cover about how to handle business while referring to Islamic principles, and also what are the problems that comes by, and also what are the benefits that we get when we are applying Islamic principles in our business. Okay, so let's start with our first question. Okay, so for our first question, okay, Puan Serena, how do you apply Islamic principles in your business?
Okay, first, thank you for inviting me today. In our firm, we avoid riba-based transaction, gambling, and non-business, non-halal business. Okay, so we focus on the fairness, honesty, and transparency with our client. Trust and accountability are the key value that we always uphold.
Thank you, Puan Serena. That's very inspiring, Puan. So my second question is, may I know what motivates you to follow the Sharia guidelines in your business?
Okay, my motivation comes from both my faith and professionalism. Okay, so as a Muslim, I want my business align with Sharia. At the same time, it helps build trust and credibility. That is very important in our business.
Alright, I see one. Okay, thank you. So for my question is, every business in this world, there are some difficulties that we have to face off. So what are the difficulties that you face in maintaining Sharia compliance in your business?
I think one challenge in this business is the client not fully understand what is Sharia compliance. So we try our best to explain to our client what the Sharia compliance is about. Okay. So another challenge is the cost and the resources to maintain the system of Sharia itself.
Thank you, Wan.
So that's giving a clear understandable. So for the next question, how do you ensure transparency and fairness dealing with customers in Sharia Co?
Okay, we provide a clear agreement and explain all terms and fee openly. We will make sure our client agree with the tenancy, with the agreement, then we will proceed with the business with them.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, Wan. So for our final questions, what do you think are the benefits of running Sharia compliance business compared to conventional one?
It's open more opportunities for Muslim market and Islamic financing, and it's also promote sustainability because we avoid harmful and unethical activities.
Okay, I see. Okay, thank you, Wan.
So on behalf in our team, we just want to say appreciate and thank you for giving your time and giving information about Islamic economics. We would like to get more connect with you or want to intern in Sharia Co. It is very honorable with you. And once again, thank you so much for being with us.
Okay, yeah, thank you.
Assalamualaikum everyone. Okay, so now we are going to move into our last part, which is for review and reflection. Okay, so now we are going to start with the summary for both interview for consumer and also producer.
Right, so let's see from the consumer's view. Right, in this interview, the consumer mentioned that Islamic economic is living by Islamic values in their daily life. It means it is not just avoiding the haram thing, but also ensuring the fairness and also ethics and barakah in spending. For example, uses the Islamic bank to avoid riba, which is interest, and also always check the food and product labeled for halal certificates. And last but not least, it follows the Islamic principle when making purchases decision. Next, I'd like to pass to Danya.
But during this interview, there are a few challenges that the consumer face, such as the first one is not all products have a clear halal certification. Like for example, some restaurant, even though they are not using haram ingredients, but they did not have a halal certification. And then for the second one is some halal logos are confusing or unclear. And then the third one is halal products are often more expensive than normal products. And then the fourth one is the financial and insurance terms are difficult to understand. But even though they are facing these challenges, but they strongly value halal and tayyib, which is pure and good concepts. And then they also believe that consumer choices can influence the Islamic economy. And they also support ethical and Sharia compliant business to promote fairness and justice. Now we are going to pass into summary for producer.
Alright, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Michael and this is Tiffin Barati. Today we're going to do some summarize from the interviews with our producer. So firstly, for the summarize, the adherence to Islamic principles operate strictly within Sharia guidelines, avoiding riba, gambling, and non-halal activities. The second one is commitment to ethical conduct, uphold honesty, transparency, and accountability as the foundation of all business dealings, and a fair, faith-driven motivation integrates Islamic values into professional practice to strengthen credibility and moral integrity. Right, so next I'll pass to Tiffin.
All right, thank you, man. So after we interview our producer, what we can explain about is professional credibility to Sharia compliance, which is we and they believe compliance enhances client trust and reinforces a positive business reputation. For the second, challenges in implementation encounters limited client understanding of Sharia principles and faces added cost of compliance system. Last, sustainable and trustworthy outcome. Recognize that ethical Sharia compliant operation foster long-term growth, loyalty, and spiritual fulfillment.
Right, so next, let's move on to the compare and also contrast on consumer and also producer. So the first aspect is focus and also practice. Consumer guided by the Islamic values in spending, for example, avoiding the haram products and also prefer halal and also ethical options, such as using the Islamic banking to avoid riba.
All right, thank you. Right now, I want to explain about the producer. So the first is apply Sharia principle in all operations, avoid riba-based transaction and unethical dealings, and ensure fairness and transparency with clients. It is because consumers are buying the product, producers are producing the product. So there will be the difference about the buying and selling.
Okay, so now we are going to move into the differences of challenges that both consumer and producer face. Okay, so for consumer, they find that halal logo are sometimes confusing or unclear, and then they also feels like halal product is more expensive, and then financial and insurance terms are difficult to understand.
Alright, so for the challenges of producer is some clients don't prioritize Sharia compliance because for them, Sharia compliance doesn't give any profits and benefits. And then for maintaining proper Sharia systems, and it can be so costly.
Right, so last is outcome and also values for consumer, which supports the halal and also ethical businesses that bring barakah. It believes that consumer choices can influence the Islamic economy, which is value, the fairness, halal, and also tayyib.
So for the producer, of course, build trust and long-term sustainability. For the second, investing to honest and Sharia compliant practices. Last but not least, emphasize justice, honesty, and accountability. Thank you.
Right, so next let's move on to analysis about Islamic economic principle. So the first one is justice or adil. In Islamic economic, it means treating the people fairly, avoiding exploitation, and also ensuring honesty in all businesses and also financial activities. So there are two views, which is first is consumer's view, which believe in fair pricing and also honest information. Second is avoid products and services that take advantage of people. The third one is think Islamic businesses should be transparent and also ethical. The second one is producer's view, which practices the honesty with the clients and also partners. Second is ensure all the agreements are clear and fair. The third one is avoid hidden charges or mislead in contract. So in conclusion, justice in Islam is not just about following the rules, it's about doing what is right and fair in every transaction to achieve barakah and also long-term trust.
So right now, I'm going to explain about one of the analyzation about Islamic economy, which is prohibition of riba or prohibition of interest. So the prohibition of riba in Islamic economy means banning all interest-based transactions to ensure fairness, justice, and ethical financial practices in accordance with Sharia law. So there are two types of the view. The first is consumer's view. So as a consumer, it protects consumer from unfair and exploitative interest charges and promotes transparency and fairness in financial dealings. Also encourage equitable wealth distribution and reduces debt burden. It's like Islamic, they more focused to the social welfare. So that's why we don't have the interest in economy, Islamic economy. In producer's view, encourages profit through legitimate trade and investment instead of interest. Promote ethical business practices and share risk between parties. Also, strengthen trust and long-term relationship in financial transaction. Basically, like even though we focus for the consumer, reduce the not reduce, we don't have the interest as a producer. As the alternative way, how we get the profit, also how we get the trust from the consumer. So, the prohibition of riba ensure fairness and justice in the economy by promoting ethical trade and preventing exploitation. So, this from the Surah Al-Baqarah, which is Allah has permitted trade and forbidden riba. So, that's all from me about the prohibition riba.
Okay, so now for my part, I'm going to analyze about the halal and tayyib concept, which is clean and good concept. Okay, so in Islamic concept, in Islamic economy, halal means what is lawful and permissible under the Sharia, while tayyib means what is pure, clean, safe, and beneficial. Both ensure that all economic activities are ethical, transparent, and good for society. Okay, so now for the comparison for both consumer and producer in halal and tayyib concept. For consumer will choose products and services that are halal certified and produced ethically. For the second one is the consumer will value cleanliness, safety, and quality, not only permissibility. And then consumer will also avoid goods that are harmful, exploitative, or environmentally damaging. And now for producer's view, producer will ensure that all business activities comply with Sharia, so no riba, no gambling, or no deception. And then producer will also produce goods that are clean, safe, and beneficial for consumer. And also they will also practice honesty, fair trade, and also social responsibility in production and marketing. Okay, so we can conclude that halal and tayyib concept guide Muslims to pursue wealth in lawful, ethical, and wholesome manner, ensuring barakah, which is blessing, sustainability, and fairness in the economy, as it is stated in the Surah Al-Baqarah, which is eat from whatever is on earth that is lawful, which is halal, and also good, which is tayyib.
Alright, so let's move to my part. Maslahah and Maqasid Sharia. In Islamic economics, Maqasid Sharia aims to protect religion, life, intellect, lineage, and wealth, while Maslahah focuses on bringing benefit and preventing harm. Both guide Muslims to ensure every economic activity is ethical, just, and beneficial for society. So there are 2 points of view between consumer's view and producer's view. So let's move to consumer's view first. Chooses business or services that are Sharia compliant, avoid riba, gambling, and haram elements, and then ensures their spending support ethical, transparent, and fair business practices, and then value honesty, trust, and quality in transactions, not only looking for low prices but barakah. And then for producer's view, ensures all businesses activities comply with Sharia, avoiding riba, of course, gambling, and unethical dealings. And then produces goods and services that are clean, safe, and beneficial, yaitu tayyib, supporting maslahah for consumers, and reflects maqasid Sharia through the protection of wealth, dignity, and morality, ensuring economic justice for all. So both consumer and producer play complementary roles in achieving maslahah, ensuring benefits are widespread and harm is avoided. Their action fulfill the objectives of maqasid Sharia by upholding justice, protecting faith and wealth, and promoting sustainability and barakah in economic life. This shows that Islamic business is not only about lawfulness, but also about ethics, responsibility, and social harmony. Right, thank you. Alright, so let's move to personal reflection. So it will start from me, Iman. So my personal reflection from all of this interview and for this assignment is, from this interview, I learned that Islamic values like honesty and fairness are the key to real success in business. It's not just about profit, but about trust, integrity, and barakah. The producer's example inspired me to apply these principles in my own life, to always work with sincerity, and the most important thing is accountability. Alright, thank you.
Okay, so for my personal reflection, I feel like this interview helped me to understand how the Sharia compliant principles guide both consumers and producer to act ethically. I learned that following these Islamic economic principles ensure fairness, honesty, and barakah in all economic activities.
Right. So, as me, my personal reflection is that not Muslim, I gained a deeper understanding of how Islamic economy promotes fairness, honesty, and social responsibility. These principles emphasize ethical behavior, transparency, and care for others' values that are universal and important in economic system. This was focus, the Islamic economy focus for the social welfare, even though the different producer and consumer, they also focus at the 2 perspective, look at the profit, but not in harming individually. That's also me.
Right, so next for my part is, from this interview, I learned that true success is not just about the profit, but about the honesty, fairness, and also responsibility. Islamic value teaches that commitment and integrity build the lasting trust between the producer and also consumer.
So, we right now doing a conclusion of the whole video. So, I want to say thank you to all teammates and thank you to all the participants in the interview. So, right now, another conclusion of this slide and this video is promote fairness and justice in Islam. Islamic economy is the Islam core value of justice, ensuring all activities and fair and free distribution. Prohibition riba interest. Islamic economy, the ban of riba protects people from exploitation and promote ethical trade investment, as I mentioned before. Support transparency and social responsibility, where Islamic economy takes balance, accountability, and care for the community. Emphasize halal and life principle. Islamic guidance, consumers and producers ensure all goods and services are lawful, clean, and beneficial. And last but not least, builds a balanced and sustainable economy. Through Islam principle, the system aims to create long-term stability, harmony, and shared prosperity for all. So,
That's all from us. We hope that you gain some insights and you learn something from our interview. I'm Danya. I'm Yua.
I'm Iman Haikal.
this is Divan, and
Thank you for
and
watching.
Assalamualaikum.